Hi everybody, this is Evan, your friend, in some really exciting tutorials. In this tutorial, actually in this video, it's not going to be a tutorial, my friends. I'm going to show you how you will be able to overcome the lagging problem when you're working inside Lightroom in 32 inches monitor. I'm making a review as we speak of 32 inches monitors for photographers and for video editors at the same time. And I just bought 4 monitors. I just made the unboxing and I just put them on my system. As you can see, my system is the Mac Pro 2012 with 2 Xeon processors and 96 GB of RAM. And above all, with a Radeon RX Vega 56 8 GB. So it should run properly without any issues in photography, in photo editing, or in video editing. It is a super stable system. I work pretty flawlessly with everything, but when I just plugged in the 32 4K, it was a different story. It was a really different story. The performance fall, and I saw a big lagging. I searched about that in the communities of Adobe and other forums, and also on Facebook. I searched about a solution, and to my surprise, I saw that everybody has a problem with 4K and Lightroom. And I should say actually, because I have also a 28 4K monitor, that the problem persists from 32 inches and probably above, because on the 28 monitor that I currently have next to me right now, this monitor that you see right now is the 32. The 28 monitor has no problem with Lightroom. It works fantastic, pretty fast and snappy, but the 32, it is a totally different story. So let's see how Lightroom operates inside the 32, and then I will show you a tip that will make at least a little bit faster the Lightroom. So I will open the Lightroom from my menu bar. I will go to Lightroom. I use the latest version of the program, and I will open this one. Of course, if you have a Windows system, you will probably have also a laggy Lightroom with a 4K, but there is another tip to make it faster. So I will just have here the Lightroom. Of course, if you read the tips from Adobe about the 4K monitors, they recommend that you don't enlarge full screen the software. Well, what is the point to have a 4K monitor without enlarging the program? It's like working on a full HD monitor. What is the purpose in that? I would like to take advantage of all the pixels on my screen. Of course, when you have a 4K monitor, it is really easy to make a better real estate, because you have too many pixels, and you can have actually 4 separated full HD screens on one monitor, and that's the main purpose of the 4K monitor, not to have a really enlarged version of Lightroom here. Okay, I understand the photographers and the photo editors that they need to see every single pixel, but Adobe doesn't really appreciate that. They don't want you to work that way, because if you work that way, problems occur. See that I am right now inside the Lightroom. I will just hit the filter button to see just a tiny portion of this photo shooting I did the other days. And I will just hit this photo with my cursor. You see that? That was a little bit fast, but it's not sharp. Now it's sharp. So I will just do the test. The first test that I did, and to my surprise, I saw a huge drop of the performance of Lightroom, was to take a walk through the photos. I mean, hit the right button, the right arrow button on my keyboard, and go to the next photo. You see that? I just did it. It took maybe 2-3 seconds to go to the next photo. This is embarrassing. You see that? It still needs time. I should say that all my catalog and my work, my photos, I mean, they are stored on NVMe, SSD, Evo Samsung, 1 TB, which is stored on one of my PCI slots. So it should work lightning fast, but it doesn't. When I press the right arrow key, it takes, I'm pretty sure, 3 seconds to go to the next one. This is embarrassing. So Adobe says or dictates that we should work with our program on not so enlarged version inside the 4K monitor. So I just downloaded and using this wonderful tool for 4K monitors, which is the Spectacle 1,2. And I can divide really fast the monitor in parts. So let's say that I would like to divide the screen area in 4 full HD parts. So I go to the upper left. And so the Lightroom now will operate as a full HD version. Let's see if there is any difference in quality. Let's see that. I will hit the right arrow key. Maybe just a tiny increasement of the performance. I hit the right arrow key. You see that? That was fast. I can surely see an increase in speed, which is good. But what will happen if I will hit the full screen? Or what will happen if I hit the magnifying to the 100% of the viewing area? So let's go to this photo, which is more interesting. Maybe this photo. Yeah. So let's say that I would like to see if the cigarette is in focus. So I just click it. It took about 2 seconds. That was fast. It was good. So it seems that I bought a 4K monitor and I can work properly in Lightroom only when Lightroom operates as a full HD. Okay, that's something that I should know, or I should know from the beginning, because I bought the 4K monitor to have it as a 4K monitor. So, okay, so let's see now the full screen. I hit the F button and it lags. It took about at least 4 seconds to load. And then I will just hit the F button to go back. You see that? It takes 4 seconds to go from the normal mode to full screen, and then needs 4 seconds again to go out from the full screen to normal mode. This is unacceptable. And we're talking about with that resolution, with the full HD resolution right now, not the 4K resolution. You see that? F button. And that's a really shame for working with such a big and good monitor as this one that I use now. This is the ViewSonic wonderful monitor that I'm testing right now. If you would like to see my review about the 32 monitors, just subscribe to my channel. I will make sure to upload that the next days. So if I will try to make this full screen when I'm working on the full screen, so we will see. We will actually test if there is a difference in the launching the full screen and launching again back to the normal mode. So I will go to full screen. This Spectacle is wonderful, and of course it's a free app, so download it. It's I really totally recommend it. So now if I'll just hit the F button to full screen, probably it will take the same time, because no matter if it is on the full monitor 4K or on full HD shrinked resolution application, the full screen gets the whole screen, the whole monitor. So it should have the same delay of full launching. Let's see that. I hope that it will work that way. Yeah, it took out about the same time, which is embarrassing. You see that? Damn. Maybe it takes more now. Okay, maybe a little slower. So I will go again back to the upper left, which is really fast, and then the Lightroom works a little bit okay. I should also mention that the Bridge, the Adobe Bridge application, which is something like the Lightroom, but without the catalog. And of course, the Bridge is it's working with the Camera Raw. Okay, Camera Raw and Adobe Bridge is like the Lightroom without the catalog. Okay, so the Adobe Bridge, of course, it is always faster than Lightroom, but how faster it is right now inside the 4K monitor. So I will position that on the upper right, and this is really good. And then I will just browse the photos. You see that? As I hit the down arrow button, I don't see any lag at all. It works like a Finder, like on Windows Explorer. I just see the photos like JPEGs, not raw files. This is here I can see the power of my computer, not before. And I'm really sure, I'm really certain that this is a problem of Lightroom and not my computer, because all other applications, they work flawlessly. So if I will hit the space bar on Bridge, I will see the full screen. Check how fast was that. Hit again the space bar, I go back, hit again, you see that? Lightning fast. And if I press the down arrow key, I see all my photos on full screen and there is no lag whatsoever. So you see that? That was a huge difference. And if I go here, it's a shame of an application that is called Lightroom, and it takes really long. And of course, I'm working right now on the library module. If I'll go to the develop module, it will be much worse. So here, this is the problem, okay? What's the solution to the problem? The solutions are two. The first one is going to cost you less because you will not buy a 32-inch monitor. You will not buy a larger monitor than 28 inches. And why I say that? Because I used to work Photoshop and Lightroom, excuse me, flawlessly with my 28 4K monitor. I will show you in the end of this video how wonderful, how poetic, I should say, Lightroom works on my 4K 28. And how laggy it is on the 32. And trust me, this occurs also on Windows. It works that way everywhere. I don't know what happened with Adobe. Lightroom creates all the time problems, and we don't want delays to our program, and Lightroom gives us huge delays. So one workaround is not to buy a 32. The other workaround for people that have already bought the 32 inches and they don't want to sell it or send it back is to go inside the application folder inside the Lightroom. Well, I'll just show you how. You go here, applications, you go to the Lightroom, you open that in Finder, and of course you go to the icon of Adobe Lightroom Classic, right click, you go to get info, and here you just hit the open in low resolution. Before I do that, let's see how it works right now on this full HD. Okay, I just hit. It is almost snappy. It takes about half a second, maybe 0.7 of a second to go to the next photo, but I can live with that. Okay, the problem occurs when I do a full screen view. And of course, that makes a huge difference and that slows things down. You see that? I think now it's already stuck. Okay, now it works again. But it takes about 4 seconds to go to the next photo. This is embarrassing. So this is the problem, actually. And of course, the full screen. Okay, so let's go back to the upper left. Okay, and then just close the Lightroom Classic. Quit it. And now we'll hit the open in low resolution. And this low resolution, actually, I don't know what it does. I will just try and testing things. Inside the preferences, I didn't find any solution to my problem. But I went here and I saw that little box. And I ticked it. And I believe that it makes an improvement to the speed. So we'll just close it. I don't see any drop of resolution of the program. It looks the same for me. but I believe it goes a little bit faster. So let's go again to the filtering, which is good. Yep. And then just hit a photo and hit the right arrow key. Yeah, I believe it's snappy. It's snappier. Yeah, I think it takes at about. It is not lightning snappier, but I think it takes half the speed to go to the next photo. Yep. Yes, it works. And for this resolution, for the full HD resolution of a 4K monitor anyway, it makes a big difference. So let's see how it works on full screen. So here we are. I will just wait for the program to, okay, be ready. I go to the next one. Yeah. Well, the first one was really fast. The second one, not so fast. The other one, okay. It seems that some photos, they work okay, some other not. See that? So I believe that that the 4K resolution, it's not going to work good unless you have time to lose. I don't know. If you have time, you can just work with that. I mean, it is a huge difference compared to the other one. I believe it takes about 2 to 3 seconds to go to the other photo. Well, before maybe 2 seconds, but before it took at about 4 seconds to go to the next one. So it's an improvement at about 50%, I believe. And I'm pretty sure that if you, I will actually I will not quit it. If you will be able to drop the resolution of the 4K, so if you don't work at the 4K resolution, okay, but you work to something, well, I didn't do that properly, upper left. Well, if you go, let's say, to the system preferences and go to the displays, if you try to drop this resolution to the half, maybe at about maybe this one, 2560 1440, or at about 2048 1152, of course you will have a bigger screen. You will lose the 4K benefits, but you will have a larger text, which is good for your eyes, and Lightroom will work better. But I suggest again, and I will do it once more, I suggest that you will not buy a 32 inches monitor. There is no point to have your screen enlarged or for Lightroom to not work properly with that screen, for not work properly. So for the end of this video, I will just move myself to the other screen and I will show you how Lightroom works on the 28 inches monitor. And of course, it's not the fastest monitor. It is a really cheap 4K, the Samsung really cheap 4K monitor. I should mention that I'm working with DisplayPort for both monitors, so there shouldn't be any difference in speed, but there is. So let's go to the other monitor and let's finish our video. So I am now on the other monitor, the 28 inches monitor. Of course, it is a 4K. So you can see that it is a big screen again, but it's smaller in inches and dimensions overall when you see that from your desk. But if you see the difference in the performance, you will go right away and buy a 28 monitor. And of course, always buy with customer support. You know, when you want to return something, you should be able to. So I'll just quit the Lightroom, because I would like to open it without this tip I showed you earlier to see the improvement. Okay, so we'll just fire it up and I will start Lightroom again on the full HD view of my 4K monitor. So let's go actually first of all and make the filtering. Okay, and let's go to the next photo. You see that? Lightning fast. I mean, I just press, there's no delay, no lag. I mean, this is the life of my Mac. this is the proper way to work the photos. I mean, just like working on the Finder, not inside Lightroom. It's like working on Bridge right now, just like before. I mean, it's wonderful. Let's see, of course, the full screen. I hit the F button. It takes about 2 seconds, not 5, to go to full screen. And we're working on a 4K resolution right now, not on the half resolution. It is the full resolution. So it works great. I hit the F button again. You see, it took about 1 second to go back, not 5 seconds as the monitor. And I should mention again that this monitor that I use now, the 28, is the cheapest 4K monitor that there was existed, I believe. So it's not the greatest in sharpness and contrast, I don't know, but these things can be fixed with proper calibration and some things, but you cannot fix the lagging. Well, not right now or so far. I don't know what will happen tomorrow, but I'm pretty satisfied with that performance. This is freaking fast. So before I will end this video, let's just see how Lightroom works on 4K, because Adobe doesn't want us to work as a 4K application, Lightroom. So we'll just go to the spectacle and make the full screen. And the moment of the truth, my friends. Let's hit the right arrow key. Okay, it takes just a tiny bit of delay, maybe at about half a second, maybe. You see that? So it surely works, but doesn't operate fantastic. But of course, it's faster than the other one. And if I will hit the F button again, the full screen is really faster than before. See that? See that? Freaking good, freaking faster. So I believe that if you would like to work with Photoshop, it is better to work to Lightroom. Excuse me. It's better to work with a smaller in dimensions monitor. A 4K monitor is good as long as it is not above 28 inches. So this is me, Evan, your friend in some really exciting tutorials. I hope that this video helped someone to be able to make up his mind or her mind to buy the next monitor. Before I close this video, of course I should do that. That would be not fair for the 28 monitor. I should open this one on low resolution. Wonderful. Open it. And let's see how it operates right now with low resolution. The low resolution mode, it made the 4K 32 work a little bit faster. So what will be the case for that one? Let's open that. Cool. Let's go to the next one. And oh my God. Yep, it is snappy. It is snappy at 4K. I mean, it doesn't go higher than that right now. And it goes like before on the full HD version of Lightroom. But I'm on full screen right now. Let's try the full screen, the F button. Wow, that was fast. That was fast. Yep. So I believe you have one more reason right now. First of all, to work Lightroom on low resolution, as I showed you earlier. So right click, get info, low resolution. No matter if you have the 32, if you also have the 28 or the 24, I don't know, just turn this on. It will make Lightroom works much faster, and this is a good trick, a trick that I found today and seems to work great also in my fast 28, but also in my not so fast 32. And trust me, I tried this on all my 432 4K monitors that I bought today, and all of them have lagging issues. So I hope this tip will help you, and if you like my work, please like and subscribe to my channel, and please make sure to share this video, because there are so many other photographers that they struggle with Lightroom and this tip, I'm sure, they will bring a smile upon their faces. So have fun, my friends, and keep photoshopping, photo editing with Lightroom, and do whatever you like as long as you like it.